There is a brand new community going up in Webster called Midline. It is selling about as fast as anything down here. And there's one thing about it that tour videos keep leaving out. It's not a small thing either. It can change which part of the community you would even want to buy in. By the end of this, you're going to want to know what is actually built out there today, what is still just a promise on a map, and that one detail almost no one is telling you. So stay with me, because it comes down to something as basic as which city and even which county your home actually sits in. First, let me set the stage, because Webster does not always get the respect it deserves. It sits right in the middle of the Bay Area off I-45, tucked between Houston and Galveston. You've got NASA and the Johnson Space Center minutes away, Baybrook Mall right next door, Great Wolf Lodge, and Kima with its boardwalk and seafood on the water a short drive down the road. Hobby Airport and downtown Houston are a straight shot up 45, and Ellington Field, the Joint Reserve Base and airport, is right there too, with air shows in the fall that people drive in for. For a lot of families I work with, especially the military, law enforcement, and first responder families, this location just works. You're close to everything without living on top of it. And this area is about to get a lot louder in the best way. There's a brand new entertainment district called Flyway going in, anchored by the Great Wolf Lodge. And the headliner is a planned 12,500 seat amphitheater called Sunset Amphitheater. We're talking a $150 million venue. Troy Aikman is one of the partners, and the projections put it in the billions of dollars of economic impact and hundreds of jobs over the years. Now I'm going to be straight with you. There's not a firm construction date on it yet, so this is coming, just not open. But when money like that picks your zip code, it's because somebody already sees what's happening out here. That is usually the moment to start paying attention before everyone else does. If we've not met yet, I've spent 4 years in the Army and 30 years in law enforcement after that, 13 of them as a canine officer. Looking out for people was my job, and that did not change when I got into real estate. It's the whole reason I make these videos. And one thing real quick before we keep going, if you're trying to figure out how Webster stacks up against the other communities down here, I put together a free Southeast Houston relocation guide that breaks down League City, Friendswood, Clear Lake, Webster, and Manville. Side by side, schools, home prices, new construction, flood zones, taxes, all of it. It's completely free. Just click the link below and it's yours. So let's talk about Midline, because it's the one everyone down here is buzzing about. It is a new big master plan development from Brookfield Residential. About 1,060 acres with plans for around 2,800 homes once it's all built out. It sits right on I-45 South between Bay Area Boulevard and FM 528. And that spot is actually where the name comes from. Midline sits about halfway between downtown Houston and Galveston Bay, right in the middle of everything. So that's why they're calling it Midline. And here's what makes Midline different from a typical new community. And let me put it in plain terms. Most master plan communities get built out way out on the edge of everything, on raw farmland, 30 or 40 minutes past the last shopping center. Builders call this the sprawl. Midline is the opposite. It's what they call an infill community. And infill just means they found a rare, big piece of open land right in the middle of an area that's already built up with the stores, the jobs, and the freeways already around it. You're not driving out to the middle of nowhere and waiting 10 years for grocery stores to show up. It's already there. So that central location is the main thing they are selling out there. And I'll give them this much, it's really a strong draw. You've also got Challenger 7 Memorial Park sitting right at the southern edge. Over 300 acres of trails, nature, and open space built into the community's backyard. So that green space is not a someday promise. It's a big piece of what's already there. Now here's the honest flip side of being right in the middle of all that. And you've probably already guessed it. Every bit of this growth is landing in the same pocket. You've got Baybrook Mall, which already backs up on a busy day. The NASA Parkway bypass, Great Wolf Lodge, and now the whole Flyway District and that amphitheater going in, all within a few minutes of each other. When you pack that much building and that many destinations into one area, the traffic gets worse before it gets better. And the people commuting through it every day are going to feel it. That doesn't necessarily make it a bad place to buy. It just means if an easy commute is high on your list, drive these roads at rush hour before you fall in love with a floor plan. There are 4 builders in the first phase and they cover a wide range. Brookfield Residential is building on the smaller lots, and their homes start in the mid to upper 400s and climb into the 600,000s depending on size. Highland Homes and Perry Homes fill in the middle, and then there is Toll Brothers. And this is the one that got my attention because Toll Brothers is a national luxury builder, and they are the only one out there building on the 70-foot wide lots. It's an exclusive collection with only about 28 homes, starting in the upper 600s and running well into the 800s once you get into the bigger floor plans. Some of them passed 4,600 square feet. On my old channel where I used to tour new construction homes, Toll Brothers homes were the ones that always stood out. So I'm looking really forward to walking these. And let's get into why the timing matters, because this is the part I preach to every family building new. There's a window in a brand new community right at the beginning where you capture the most equity. You get in early while the builder is still opening sections and pricing is at the lowest, and you ride that value up as the community fills in with amenities coming online. Wait until it's all finished and everybody already knows about it and you're buying at the top, caught at the end of that equity train. Midline is at the very front of that window right now. That does not mean rush in blind. It means if this is your area, being early is an advantage as long as you buy smart. And buying smart starts before you ever walk into a model home. When you walk into any of these builder sales offices, Midline included, they're going to ask you to register on that first day. If you do not have your own agent registered with you on that day, the builder will not let you add one later. People think going alone saves them money, but it does not work that way. The builder pays your agent's commission and it doesn't come out of your pocket. It doesn't change your price. But that agent is the person on your side of the table when it's time to talk upgrades, incentives, and contracts, which with a national builder is exactly when you want somebody in your corner. So before you tour a single model home out there, make a call first. All right, this is the part I promised you at the start. Everything up to now is why Midline is exciting. The next part is the stuff all these tour videos skip, and it is what actually protects you. There are 3 things you need to know before you buy down there. And the third one is the big one, the detail that can change which section of the community you would even want to be in. Number 1, a lot of what makes Midline exciting is not built yet. The big resort pool and the amenity center are still under construction. And by the sales team's own words, it's going to be a while. The amphitheater's coming, it's just not open. And you'll hear talk of Trader Joe's and a road that connects the community straight to Baybrook Mall. And I've seen both of those floating around, but right now those are just rumors and lines on a proposed map. Nothing you can bank on. None of that means do not buy. It means know what you're paying for today versus what are you paying for on faith. If all of that comes together like everyone hopes, the folks who got in early are going to be glad they did. I just want you to walk in with clear eyes about which parts are here right now and which parts are still on the drawing board. Number 2, the taxes. You're going to hear the rate out here called incredibly low, but here's the measured version, because Midline is that infill community and not raw land way out on the fringe. The tax picture can come in lower than a typical brand new master plan community carrying a big load of fresh mud debt. That is a huge plus, but I'm not going to hand you a hard number today because at this early phase, the rate can still move and the sales office figure and the county figure do not always line up. So ask for the current rate in writing and ask where the mud debt is headed. Those two answers tell you the true cost of owning out here, not the number on the flyer. And number three, the big one, the thing that nobody tells you straight. Midline is marketed as Webster, and it carries a Webster address and Clear Creek ISD schools. But the land itself actually straddles between two different counties. The northern part sits in Harris County under the city of Houston's jurisdiction. The southern half is in Galveston County inside the city of Lake City. So depending on which section your home is built in, the city you technically live in, the county you are in, your taxes, and your city services can all be different from a neighbor just a few streets over. And that's not a knock on a community, it's just something you want pinned down before you sign. Because a sign out front says Webster, and the property lines tell a more complicated story. Ask exactly which city and county your specific lot falls in. That is the one question I told you to stay for. The schools at least are good news and confirmed. No matter which section you end up in, Midline is zoned to Clear Creek ISD, which is one of the stronger districts down here. And for families I work with, schools are usually right at the top of their list. Just verify the exact campuses your address feeds into, because zoning can split even inside one community. And one practical thing while it's current, as I'm making this, Toll Brothers is running an $80,000 incentive on their quick move-in homes out there, which is serious money on a home in that range. But builder incentives change fast. Most of the time they change month to month. So do not take my word for it. At the time you're watching this, confirm what is actually on the table. And know this, with new construction, the incentive is often where the negotiation actually happens, which is one more reason to have your own agent when you register on day one. So here's my honest take on Midline. It's one of the most interesting things happening in the Bay Area right now. The location is strong, the builder lineup is serious, and getting in early on a community like this can really pay off. And I'm not here to sell you on it or scare you away from it. I'm here to make sure that if you buy, you know your full picture. What is built versus what is promised, which city and county you're in, and what it actually costs to own. If Midline is on your radar or you're just trying to figure out which Bay Area community fits your family, I'd love to help you think it through. I do free 30-minute consultations, no pressure, no pitch, just honest answers to your specific questions. My phone number is right here. It's also down in the description. There's also a link to book one online. And I just did a complete breakdown of the new construction going up in Lake City, one of the hottest markets down here, and how it stacks up against everything happening at Midline. If you want to check out that video, just tap that click here and I'll meet you over there. And if you never want to miss another one, just tap or click right here. Thanks for watching.